Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're trying to maximize your time in Immortal Realm, you've probably stared at that massive 10-step daily checklist and just felt, well, an immediate wave of existential dread. We've all been there. But today, we're going to flip the script. We're transforming that overwhelming chore list into an empowering, highly flexible strategy. We'll break down exactly how you can use this routine to progress your character without the game ever feeling like a second job. And that brings us to the absolutely most pressing question, right? When you see 10 totally different activities staring back at you the literal second you log in, from checking the markets to pushing long quest lines, it's super easy to feel that immediate anxiety. You're probably wondering, do I actually have to do all of this every single day just to keep up? Well, the answer is a massive, resounding no, okay? Let's really dive into this. The checklist is a maximum, not a requirement. Think of it like a menu at a restaurant, not a to-do list. The key takeaway here is that most of the highly engaged players, they only pick 4 to 6 of these items consistently, and they literally just skip the rest. The real goal is to build a super sustainable 30 to 45-minute routine that actually produces meaningful daily progress. You're totally in control of how deep you want to go. Section 1. The core daily routine, high-leverage investments. Okay, so here's the physical flow you really want to establish the exact second your character drops into the world. First up, open your daily ledger to check your tasks. Second, do a quick bank check. You gotta verify nothing critical is sitting on your character that should be safely banked, especially if you literally just survived a grueling Felucca run and definitely don't want to lose that hard-earned loot. And third, pick just one civic order service action. Seriously, these 3 steps are your absolute non-negotiable foundation. Now you might ask, why open the ledger first? Well, because it's hands down the highest token per minute activity in the entire game. You're getting those per task rewards, plus a really crucial 3-token bonus just for completing the daily tasks. And the best part? Most of these tasks actually complete passively while you're just out doing other things. So you don't have to dedicate your whole session to dailies, but simply knowing what they are really shapes the kind of content you'll naturally gravitate towards anyway. And this brilliantly illustrates what that third step, the civic order service, actually looks like in practice. Depending on your order, a service action is going to take you maybe 5 to 15 minutes tops. If you're rolling with the college, you might pop over and perform last rites at a gravestone. Over in the ledger, you might co-sign a crown rite. Or, if you're with the velvet hand, you could bang out a quick name scrub. Doing just one single action per session is the absolute secret to keeping your service progress and your promotions moving steadily forward.
Section 2. The world and the web, ambient tasks and out-of-game tools.
So once you've got your core routine locked in, you really want to maximize your shard awareness. Keep your eyes peeled for ambient tasks. Hear a convoy broadcast popping off in a major city? Just walking over there provides some massive time and zone payouts. Or hey, if you have a spare 2 minutes, scan the needs tab in the comments to answer the shard's social demand, like fulfilling a quick malady relief request. Alternatively, you could dedicate 10 to 30 minutes to advance an active quest line, like the Blood Market or Britannia Murders, to snag those really big token chapter rewards. But remember, your awareness extends way beyond the actual game window. You absolutely need to keep your web tools open and ready to go on a second monitor or your phone. Make sure you bookmark /market for those rapid vendor deals, /auctions to track specific drops you're hunting for, and /bounties for instant hunting opportunities. So the absolutely crucial point here is the time investment. Checking those web tools takes about 30 seconds total? But the live data you're pulling in gives you this massive, massive advantage for pricing and hunting opportunities at an incredibly low time cost. It's basically a free edge that you simply shouldn't ignore. No way. Section 3. Customizing for your playstyle. The flex in the routine. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast between 2 completely valid paths. If you're a casual player, your 15 to 30-minute session, which might just be the ledger, a quick web check, and a single quest step, is a perfectly valid progressing routine. Now compare that to the hardcore player, who's spending 2+ hours grinding all 10 steps plus a deep session goal. The beautiful thing is, both of these players are progressing efficiently on their exact own terms. Because look, no 2 archetyped routines are ever going to look alike. Are you a crafter? Then skip the convoys. Focus your energy on vendor restocking and processing commissions. Are you a hardcore PvPer? Then you're going to ignore the commons completely and prioritize your Felucca runs and checking champion spawns. The whole beauty of this checklist is that it bends entirely to your specific goals. Section 4. Scaling for your schedule. avoiding misstays. Let's move along and see how this builds, because this is exactly how you adapt when real life inevitably gets in the way. Only have 5 minutes before you gotta run? Just open the ledger, knock out the closest task, and log out. Got 15 minutes? Cool. Add one quick civic action and a 30-second web check. Have a solid 30 minutes? Go ahead and tack on a quest step or some combat. The whole routine scales down so gracefully that you literally never feel forced to skip days entirely just because your schedule is super tight.
Section 5. Avoiding common daily mistakes. Beating burnout and FOMO.
All right, we need to talk about the traps. These are the exact mistakes that turn this awesome game into a miserable chore. First off, do not skip the daily ledger thinking it's just a generic daily. No, it is your absolute highest leverage item. Second, do not try to do everything every single day, or you are going to burn out so fast. Also, don't ignore those web tools we talked about, and never, ever treat your order service as optional, because without it, you just don't promote, period. And honestly, perhaps most importantly, if you are a brand new player, absolutely do not try to attempt this full 10-step list on day 2. This specific checklist is built for established players. If you're new, you really need to stick to the first week pacing guides for now. So, what does this all mean? Ultimately, step 10 on the checklist is your personal session goal. Whether that's an intense dungeon run, crafting a massive batch of gear, or jumping into a thrilling PvP duel. The entire reason this checklist exists is just to efficiently clear out the administrative tasks so you can finally get to the real meat of the game. So I'm going to leave you with this. Now that you have the exact tools to completely reclaim your time, what will your session goal be today?